So with all the talk about underperforming Facebook ads, the whole iOS 14 effect on ads and people are complaining their ad accounts are performing badly, I just want to give some insights into how I'm currently running ads, how it's working right now, and how I think you should do it. Now, I don't think this video is going to work for everybody because cases are different, but the ideas, and there's a reason why I'm talking to the camera, I'm not showing you like computer screens, and you're going to understand as we move forward into this video, is that it's really important and really pertinent that you understand what's really happening with Facebook ads right now. Because to be honest, I personally see people who are still killing it with Facebook ads and they're using some of these strategies I'm going to talk about. So I want you to have an open mind watching this video, pick the ideas that are going to work for you, and feel free to test out the others. Remember, like we always say, if you don't test out things, you're not going to know. Now, for those who are just seeing me for the first time and wondering, who is this guy? What exactly is he talking about? I just want you to know that I'm a 3-time Facebook or Meta Blueprint certified professional when it comes to running ads, which means I've taken the exam 3 times in a row and passed. So I'm kind of qualified to talk about what I'm talking about, and I have a lot of experience talking about it. So in general, right, the results with ads has been abysmal. It has been poor for a lot of people. A lot of their accounts, their adverts are not converting. And when you combine that with the fact that Facebook went on this banning spree, they were disabling people's accounts, just shutting down accounts left, right, and center, it left a lot of people frustrated. But it still doesn't take away the fact that at this moment, right at this moment making this video, if you wanted a shortcut per se, or a way to get your message out to a lot of people quickly and still targeted, there are still very few avenues that are going to give you the kind of value for your money like Facebook ads. Let's just be honest. There are a lot of options out there in the market. There's native ads, Google ads, even TikTok ads, which is, I'll probably make another video on that because that's another one that is really hot right now because the audience, there are a lot right on TikTok. But I just want to say that if you compare them side by side, there are really very few options that can really tackle Facebook ads head to head. And when I say Facebook ads, I mean Facebook and Instagram combined. There are really few options in the market that can tackle Facebook and Instagram head to head, which is why it's still important that you make as much value or suck as much value out of this Facebook and Instagram ads thing as much as you can. Now, I made a few predictions over the years. If you've attended any of my trainings, you can probably bear me witness. I said a time is going to come when Facebook ads will definitely get more difficult. And it's not really a prediction per se because it's just bound to happen. As more people get on the platform, the ad costs are going to go up. And another side effect, which I didn't really focus on back then, is the fact that as more people get on the platform, a lot of people are going to want to be doing sketchy things. And normally Facebook is going to have to step in at some point and begin to correct a lot of things, which is part of what we're seeing right now. So there's a lot of changes being made on the platform. The interface is different. Targeting options are being removed. A lot of things are happening. But I want to kind of like put your head in a clear state and give you some level of assurance that if you're using Facebook ads, there's still a way, right? There's still a way to make it work for you. And this video is going to give you some points. So I have them written down here. If you see me looking down, it's because I've written down the points that I want to come across in this video, and hopefully they are going to help you out. So the first thing I want to say is that at the core of everything, Facebook ads at the end of the day is still just ads, right? I want you to look at it from the broader aspect, from the broader scope of things, right? When you go outside, you see the billboards, you see posters, you see flyers. Those are advertisements that are put there to get people's attention. At the core, right, Facebook ads is still just this. It's just a way of putting whatever you have, your product or a service or your offer, out there in the market for people to see. The major difference between what Facebook ads does and what the billboards and the other things can do is that those ones, they cannot really specifically target the people that they want to see that stuff. But with Facebook ads, the main difference is that you can select, this is the age of the people I want to see my ads, this is the location I want my ads to be seen, this is the interest that I want these people to have in order to see my adverts. So that's what makes it different. But at the core, it is still a means of advertising, which is putting your product out there for people to see. So this is really important, because if you understand it from this perspective, you begin to understand that you need to look at the ad that you're creating from the standpoint of, are people really going to be interested in this? Because if people are interested, trust me, your ad has more potential to even go viral and get you more results than any Facebook ads would have ever been able to get for you. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is that you want to start looking at conversions beyond the platform. Look, so if you're running just conversion adverts on Facebook and the only thing that matters to you is the numbers that Facebook is showing you on your dashboard, I think it's time to have a rethink. Because if you're just looking at the numbers on your dashboard, due to the whole thing that's happening with iOS 14, many of those figures, those information, that data is going to be misconstrued, is going to be wrong, or things that are just very wide estimates. Sometimes you might notice that you're even getting sales and Facebook is over-reporting. They're saying you've gotten 20 sales when you've only gotten 10 actual sales. Sometimes it could be the actual opposite, whereby you're not getting any sales, but the dashboard is going to be reporting that you're getting a lot of sales. So you need to start looking at conversions beyond the platform. What this means is that you need to have your own internal system of justifying how conversions are coming into your business. And one of the best ways to do this is by learning how to build audiences from Facebook ads. Listen, I know not everybody is going to like this one. I know a lot of people are going to hear it because they've heard it a lot of times, but they still don't want to do it. And I kind of understand where it's coming from, because you are thinking in the direct response mindset when you're running Facebook ads most time. What you're thinking is, I need to run an ad today and I must make that money back today. If not, it's not making sense for me. All right. I want to tell you that you can make that money back, but it doesn't have to be on the Facebook ads dashboard. Here's what I mean. So when it comes to building audiences, it's much better right now and much more cost effective in the long term if you can run Facebook ads to build an audience off of Facebook. I'm going to repeat it again because I believe it is so important. It's going to become more cost effective in the long run if you can run Facebook ads to build an audience off Facebook, right? Using Facebook ads to build an audience off Facebook. What do I mean by this? Things like your email list, like your following online is also a good one, like your Telegram group, like building a WhatsApp group, or just building some form of audience outside Facebook, an audience that you can reach in future without having to spend extra money on running ads. Even it could be like your contact list, right? For like your phone numbers or email list. Any kind of audience that you build right now is a lot better than just running ads every single time. Because what tends to happen is that if you have this audience that you have built outside of Facebook ads, you can reach these people again in future and get more business from them without spending that extra money you will have spent on Facebook ads. So it's a one-time cost thing for you. Let's say I want to build my Telegram channel right now and I invest $1 million, right? I'm willing to spend $1 million to drive traffic from Facebook ads to my Telegram channel, and I'm able to build my Telegram channel, right? I build my Telegram channel is hitting maybe 50 to 100K subscribers or something like that. If I turn off my Facebook ads today, I still have what? I still have my Telegram audience. If I was driving traffic to my Telegram audience and I stop my Facebook ads, I still have my Telegram audience built for me. Meaning that I can send them a message tomorrow, and then those people, they are going to see my message without me spending extra on running Facebook ads. It's the same thing if I was driving traffic to my to maybe my Instagram page, or I really don't want to say like social media pages, but social media pages are also really good for building an audience. Even your email list, right? If you are building your email list and you're driving traffic to your email list in the future, you're going to spend considerably lower money than you spend if you had to use that money to attract new people. And the advantage also is that when you've built this audience off of Facebook, they have kind of committed to you in a way, because they are not a first level connection again. From first level meaning that they were just on Facebook, but now they have crossed over to another platform, meaning that they have connected with you in two places, which is very powerful when it comes to marketing psychology. These people have connected with you in multiple places, so they are more likely to perform an activity that you ask them to, because they have communicated with you in more than one place. That is the science of it, right? That's the science to it. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is that this whole thing is really exposing the marketers that are not willing to put in the work, right up to like maybe 2016 or in 2017, 2018, back when you could just create an ad, you could literally do any kind of ad, you just set a budget to it and people will be trooping in because there were not a lot of people on the platform. But right now it's getting really hard, almost impossible to do that if you're using a very whack offer, you're using whack creatives, and especially the offer, right? The offer, if what you're selling is not good enough, people are not going to really spend time looking at you because there's someone else that's going to fill in your shoes real quick. So this whole thing is just for marketers to step up their game and improve whatever they are selling. Now, the next thing I want to say, and this one is also really important and really, if you really think about it and you understand it from a psychology aspect, you will see why this point is so important. I personally know people right now who are making crazy amount of money using organic social media. They're using LinkedIn, they're using their Twitter following, they're using their Facebook following, they're using their, just their normal social media, right? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. They're using organic methods, they're not paying for ads at all, and they are making a killing. And you know what's crazy about most of these other platforms? They don't give you a lot of data to work with. There's no analytics. You're not seeing your cost per lead. You're not seeing your cost per click. You're not seeing any of that things, right? So those people are free from all these limitations of, oh, my cost per lead is this, my cost per click is that, my open rate is this. They don't suffer from any of those things. And yet, they are still making money with their social media. Now, what does this tell you? It tells you that you need to start looking beyond just the metrics that Facebook ads give you. Some people are so stuck up in the metrics that all they judge their progress and their satisfaction by is the fact that Facebook is showing me that this is my cost per lead. Oh, should I decrease my cost per lead? Should I manage my cost per lead? Should I do this to my cost per lead, my cost per lead, my cost per click, my cost per this, my CTR? And that is blinding them from the most important thing, which is, do people actually like the stuff you're putting out? And are they willing to pay money for it? Which are the most two important things you need to be asking yourself. Do people like my stuff? And do they like it enough to pay money for it? Do they like it enough to even share it with others if they don't want to pay for it? Do they like it enough to that extent that they can tell other people about it? So if you look at Facebook ads outside the metrics, and I'm saying this because a time is coming when most of these metrics are going to disappear. They're increasingly disappearing. If you look at it, the other day Facebook removed some targeting options that some people were using to make a lot of money. They removed those targeting options. They have implemented this whole iOS 14 change. So imagine that all the metrics actually disappear tomorrow. The content that you have, what you're promoting, is it still good enough? Is it good enough to get clicks? Is it good enough to get people talking about you? Is it good enough for people to start a conversation around what you're selling? If you can create content like that, trust me, you don't need to worry about the numbers that Facebook ads is showing you, because you are going to make an absolute killing. Imagine someone that is building an organic audience. They have to build their organic audience slowly, and they just keep on growing it with consistency and putting out good content and just hoping one day that the algorithm picks them up. Now, you on the other hand, you have the knowledge of ads, meaning that you can literally go from 0 to 100 real quick if you have the good content to back it up. So just that knowledge of ads, that ability to run ads, puts you one step ahead of these people, right? It's something to think about. Now, I also want to say that the kind of content that you're using for ads needs to dramatically change. A lot of user-generated content right now is what is actually making sense when it comes to running ads. So instead of using all your fancy creatives, using all your big designs and all that, create more user-generated content. Get testimonials from people. Get actual people using your stuff, talking about your product, and use that for your adverts. People want to be able to relate to other people that they can relate to, if that makes sense. So if you're using user-generated content created by other people, the incentive there is that people are not going to think, oh, this company is paying everybody to say good things about them. If it looks legit, it looks like looks natural like this, like talking to a camera, people just talking and expressing their opinions about your product, more people are going to trust your brand than if you spent all your hours inside the studio doing something very fancy and then you come out at the end of the day and say, oh, this is what we have to sell, this is why you need to buy it. If other people are talking about your product, people are using reviews, testimonials, it's going to be a lot valuable to your campaigns in the long run. And I want to say, last but not the least, you want to look at your adverts from the standpoint of someone who is running an organic strategy. What do I mean by this? I've noticed something, right? That when people are using organic methods to grow their audience, people are generally patient, right? They can spend or let hours or days or even months go knowing that their audience is actually going to grow. But when it comes to ads, the exact opposite happens. They expect that once they spend money today, they need to make their money back. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't make your money back, because obviously on one end, you're not spending money and on the other end, you're spending money. But what I want to say is that you need to adopt some of the mindsets of the person who is doing the organic strategy. What do I mean? The organic strategy means that because you're spending more time than money, you are obviously going to be creating more content, because you can't rely on just one content that you posted to do all your selling for you. Most people that are organic marketers promote their product, or when I say promote, I mean like they post multiple times a day. They use like multiple angles to their products. They test a lot of things. In fact, they are the kings of testing, because organic is just unpaid testing. Let me put it that way. And you guys should go and trademark this, because this is the first time I'm hearing somebody say this. In fact, I just made up that phrase. Organic is just unpaid testing on a slower level, right? Because the organic marketer knows that the algorithm is not working in his favor most times. So they can't rely on just one content that they posted last week to keep on doing their selling for them. They have to keep on creating more content, putting out more content. Like, they become content beasts. That alone builds their muscle, builds their resilience, gives them consistency, because they're doing it over and over and over again till it becomes like second nature. But what happens to the guy that is running ads? He spends all his time creating just one piece of content, and then he expects that that piece of content is what's going to blow him, just because he's spending money on ads and nothing else. Whether the content is the best type of content to use, it doesn't matter. They've just created this one content, and that is all that matters. They just go and sleep and money will start rolling in. Now, you want to reverse this strategy on its head. And when I say that, I mean that as a person running ads, you want to get more comfortable with creating many different type of contents, right? Create different type of contents, and then don't just focus all your money on promoting just one particular thing, because like I said, you don't know which particular content is going to blow right out of the gate. So if you can create multiple pieces of ads or multiple pieces of content that will work organically, right? Content that would naturally work in an organic way, and then you use ads to push those products, you have a higher chance of succeeding than the person who is doing organic without the support of money, right? But you might be saying, oh, Ken, if I'm creating more posts, right? I'm creating more posts that I want to use as ads. Does that now mean that I'm going to be spending like a lot more money? No. I've talked about this on some of my ads videos. If you're in my ads training, you probably have already seen me talk about this, where you can create multiple ads, and then that amount of money that you wanted to use for one ad, you spread it across those different ads and you reduce your frequency. I don't want to get too technical, please don't be offended. But in the Facebook ad setting, you can reduce the frequency, right? So there's an option under the ad set where you can reduce the frequency of your adverts to one person. That's one in every 5 days. So your one advert gets shown to one person every 5 days. So now imagine this scenario where you have 10 different ads running, and each ad, that's each different content. I want to stop saying ad, let me just say content, because think of it as content. Each content that you're promoting is being shown to your customer at least once a day, or once every day for 5 days. So if they see one particular content, they're not going to see it again for like the next 5 days. And then you're using the same amount of money you will have spent on just one ad, you're using it on 10 different ads. So you are basically increasing the nets. You are expanding your nets much more than the person who's just running organic campaigns, right? So that is the basic idea. These are concepts I need you to internalize. I need you to sit down. If you have to rewatch this video, I know it's getting too long, but I'm going to end so soon. But sit down and strategize your business. Look at your paid strategy from the mindset of someone who is doing an organic strategy but is not spending money, and you are going to get a lot of benefits. So in summary, I'm just going to run through all the points. The first one I said is that Facebook ads at the end of the day is still just ads. It's just like a billboard but with more targeting. I said you want to look at conversions beyond the platform. You want to build your audiences rapidly. It's exposing a lot of lazy marketing, so lazy marketing has to go. Then just assume that metrics don't exist at all, and use more user-generated content and create more hits, more content, right? Hit your audience from all the different angles, and you are going to get more results with your Facebook ads. You're not going to worry about iOS 14 or 15 or 16 or whatever they say. At the end of the day, you are still selling to people. People are seeing your ads. People are the ones that are going to like your product. They're going to know like and trust your brand, and they're going to patronize you if they want to, if they love what you're selling. All right. So that's it. I would probably link some of my Facebook ads videos somewhere up there so you can go and watch. But if you have any questions that pertains to Facebook ads, do let me know in the comments. I'm going to be reading every single one and responding as much as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.